Welcome to Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered. Today, we explore how ancient obedience contrasts with modern expectations of performance, focusing on the pivotal moment when faith began to demand results before obedience. This conversation dives into the shift in how we understand trust, when obedience transitioned from a freely offered act to a conditioned response based on outcomes. In ancient theology, obedience was not tied to success. Think of Noah, who built an ark, amidst mockery, or Jeremiah, who preached knowing no one would listen. The prophets faced rejection, and even Jesus obeyed God to the point of death without any worldly victory. For them, obedience was not judged by tangible results, but rather by faithfulness. God assured us of His presence, not our success. In contemporary belief systems, however, this viewpoint can often change. Many now treat obedience as a transaction, expecting immediate improvements, returns, or clear paths. When results fall short, questions arise. Was this truly God? Did I hear Him correctly? Should I carry on? While this mindset feels practical, ancient theologies would term it conditional trust. Scripture does not link obedience with results. Faithfulness is often invisible, misunderstood, and unappreciated in the present moment. Ancient believers obeyed simply because God commanded, not because they were promised positive outcomes. Modern perspectives frequently resist this idea because failure is difficult to accept. We've been molded to evaluate worth through visible impacts. Therefore, faith morphs. We pursue obedience only when success seems likely. Ministries are judged by their growth, and uncomfortable truths are avoided. In ancient times, believers moved forward without certainty about success. They surrendered outcomes to God, knowing results weren't theirs to control. In contrast, modern belief often safeguards outcomes at the expense of obedience, losing sight of the idea that Scripture calls not for success but for faithfulness. Faithfulness may appear as loss, obscurity, or obedience that visibly changes nothing but internally transforms everything. Ancient theology teaches us that obedience refines our loyalty, revealing whether we seek God for who He is or for what He provides. Genuine trust means obeying without guarantees. Modern belief, however, often shies away from this because it threatens our sense of security. We crave confirmation before we commit, yet true faith demands commitment first. When we insist on results from our obedience, we accidentally redefine faith as a contract, seeing God as a mere provider of success instead of the Lord of truth. The stark reality we confront today is that believing only when results are visible has often redirected our allegiance from God to outcomes. Obedience without assurance isn't reckless. It reflects reverence. It acknowledges that God defines success beyond human measures, something ancient believers understood deeply, though many in today's world struggle with it. Without surrendering this notion, faith risks devolving into mere performance. So, as we conclude, I pose a challenging question, prompted by ancient theology. If your obedience led you to loss, obscurity, or failure instead of success, would you still obey without attempting to renegotiate? Thank you for joining us at Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered. We invite your thoughts below. Has obedience become conditional on visible results? Or do you believe faith can still follow God without demanding guarantees? Subscribe for more episodes.